This is the self-titled podcast of the Golf in Japan website, where you can check essential information in English about golfing in Japan, including more than 2,000 courses. We can help you book your round and make the whole process a whole lot easier. So check out golf-in-japan.com and start planning your Japan golf trip today. Golf in Japan, May 29th. I feel like I haven't done this in a while, so it's been 2 weeks since our last podcast. Father, forgive me for my sins.
It has been 2 weeks since my last podcast.
16 Hail Marys.
It's been more for you, so
Yeah, it has been.
You've got to do a couple of rounds of the rosary there,
I do.
Father Joe. So we've got a full house today. We've got Damon,
Hello, everyone.
got Pro Joe,
Nice to be back.
and a new voice for everybody. It's Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, hello.
So Ryan, what are you doing here?
So I've just joined Golf in Japan. Really excited to be part of the team and help out with things. And right now I'm doing the client management, and so working with the golf courses and working with the different vendors and things like that to make sure every game goes well.
Excellent.
Cool. And you might notice he has a different accent profile.
Yeah,
than
it
the
kind
rest
of rounds
us.
it out, doesn't it?
Yeah, we
Excellent.
got all of the continents. Kind of.
Ish.
Ireland is part of Europe. Don't look at me like that, Damon. It is. Okay. Lot to get to today because we haven't done this in a while. So let's start, as always, with the prefecture of the week.
Great.
Awesome. So that is Toyama. So last time we did Ishikawa. So Toyama is just borders Ishikawa there. So on the central part of the Honshu Island on the west coast, so the Japan seaside there. Anybody been?
No.
No? No? You have?
Yeah,
Right.
it turns out that I have been there. I went to a place called Ainokura Village, and it's all cool. It's like thatched roofs, like real old-fashioned style, like you'd see in a movie or something like that. Like
Yeah. Keep the
frozen in
snow off.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously,
a
it's
lot
like
of snow there.
Yeah. It's like a village frozen in time. And I remember the fun part was really good soba noodles, and you would eat them using negi, the long green onions, instead of chopsticks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like each bite,
really?
yeah, you're chomping down on negi. Those green onions was like special about it too, is that they were like extra sweet. So it's like, you can't get them just normal.
They're not spicy.
No, yeah,
And as you're eating the noodles, are you eating the chopsticks as well?
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah?
each bite, all you can eat.
You get to the end of it, you got like bones sticking out of your fingers.
It's not sweet anymore. What happened?
Yeah, very good. So Toyama, very mountainous, and also includes the northern Alps of Japan. So very picturesque that way. Also has one of the biggest gorges, the Kurobe Gorge.
Okay.
Obviously, amazing views from up there as well. And they're also known as the pharmacy capital of Japan, funnily enough. So they're a mass producer of pharmaceutical products.
They have a history in medicine. It looked like, yeah.
Not sure how far back or what that's all about, but so Chat GPT said.
The authority.
I'm just
Yeah.
looking at the pictures on the internet, and yeah, it's got the Four Seasons big time up there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at this. There's like a bus going through like walls of ice, and then
It is quite out there, though. I mean, it's 2 hour, 40-minute on the bullet train. So it's quite far when you think of it that way.
That northern sea, it's also like good weather comparatively, right? Like I think the northern seaside of Japan tends to be more stable with its weather and whatnot too. So
Yep. Other things famous for is the masu sushi, which is the trout on compressed rice wrapped in the bamboo leaf.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Toyama Prefecture. They also have 16 golf courses. The top 5 golf courses searched on Golf in Japan is the Himi Country Club. And you have to check that course out. That course has some unbelievable views.
Does it?
Yeah, it's the ocean.
How do you spell Himi?
The Alps, Himi.
HIMI.
Yeah.
So I'll check out.
Yeah, have a look at it. Tateyama Country Club, the Uozo Kokusai Country Club, the Yatsuo Country Club, and the Kurehe Country Club. So they're the top 5 courses searched on Golf in Japan. Please check it out and make a reservation with us.
Can I ask how far away this place is? How do you get there?
2 hours, 40 minutes on the bullet train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan, is that how you got there? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it was a tour with like a bunch of people that I was with, and so we were kind of traveling. I think we actually flew in onto the west side of Japan, and then we were rented cars and drove all up and down the mountains and stuff like that.
Actually, Toyama used to be not a destination, but a place in my previous life when we used to in the car industry, the used vehicle industry, because being so close to Russia, a lot of the cars would be exported out of Toyama to Russia. And back in the day, there was no regulation for the importation of used cars into Russia. So people used to take them as carry-on luggage.
Really?
Correct.
How does that work?
Onto fishing boats. So the fishing boats would come into Toyama, and on the deck of the shipping boat, there'd be all these used cars sitting on top of each other and everything. And how they were declared was carry-on luggage.
Really?
No weight limit, apparently, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then since then, it's been regulated and whatnot, and now they go by the conventional means, which is a roll-on, roll-off vessel. But
and these are all Japanese cars?
All Japanese used vehicles,
right.
Yeah. There's a lot of Russian presence in the town of Toyama as well. A lot of restaurants and shops, all with a Russian signage. And
Okay. What were the popular models?
Toyota. Everything Japanese.
Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
You need a Land Cruiser. You need a 4x4 in Russia, let's face it.
Yeah, Putin would have one of those, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I reckon.
That's what's the most popular stolen car in Japan.
That's right. The
Land Cruiser.
Yep, sure is.
Damon actually explained to me one day how to steal a Land Cruiser, but maybe we should write a blog about that.
Yeah, deny.
Japanese used automobiles is a big industry, though.
It's massive. Actually, you know what's huge as well? Used golf clubs.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah,
What?
it is too.
Yeah, so they're going like unbelievable. What's the name of that? Golf Partner?
Golf Partner.
Those guys, they do all the secondhand clubs in Japan. There's so many shops in Tokyo, and sometimes you're thinking, how could they have this huge shop in this really nice area? They're not really selling enough clubs or whatever. They're doing all the online stuff, and it's all going to China.
Right.
So a lot of the secondhand stuff is going through them. You can see on their website they have the whole, stock inventory.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
it's
they do
just
too. I've checked that
hundreds
out.
of
It's
thousands
great.
of clubs. It's crazy.
Yeah. Shimbashi's a great area for that.
It is, yeah.
Which is only one stop from here. There's a place called Golf Garage. Have you ever been to Golf Garage? It's right next to Jippers.
Yeah, right next to the station.
It's like 3 levels, and it's amazing. Good prices. All the clubs are in great nick.
Yeah.
They've got a few
like it
shops
there.
around the place.
I think they do. Yeah, and then there's a Golf Partner up the road.
And good old Jippers.
Jippers, which is good. There's a tailor-made shop there as well, and a Victoria Golf has opened up there. Just almost underneath
And
the
if you
station.
keep going like further up the road, you have Honma Golf, the main.
You do too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have Bridgestone.
Yep.
That their main offices. The whole
Yeah,
thing.
right there. Yeah. So
And a lot of
Shimbashi's
those shops are all duty free as well, which is really
Oh,
good.
are they? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I like that.
Okey-dokey.
All right. Well, we'll have to go back. There's been a lot of things happening in the professional golf world, Joe. So why don't you?
Yeah, so what I did is I'm sort of talking about just a little bit about what's gone on in the last week. The men's tour in Japan was at JFE Center Nakai, which we've talked about before in Okayama,
Yep.
which is the one I caddied for at Yuma in 2016. So that's called the Mizuno Open. So the top 3 players actually get a start in the Open. So Dominic Wall, who's an Aussie guy, who's one of the directors of the RNA, has been over here this week to present, not to present, but to allow them sort of the process of getting those guys to the Open. So he was over there, and it was Ryosuke Kinoshita, who's a good player, won 3 years ago. And then he went to Live. And then I think he's been demoted back. So really good young player, good golf swing, and he won. Then Ko, who's a Korean guy, who's won a few times in Korea recently, 3 or 4 times in the last couple of years. And then Young Yuto, who won the DP World Tour event at Gatemba, has also got in. So they're the top 3. So it's a great thing for these players just to have the opportunity to get into the Open.
Where's the Open this year?
It's Royal Troon. So the last one was Troon, was when they played the playoff with Mickelson and Stenson went down the wire. That was amazing, just birdie for birdie. If you haven't ever watched it, jump on YouTube and do yourself a favour and watch that last 9 holes. It was as good as 77 when Nicholas and Watson had their duel in the sun. It was that kind of golf. It was amazing. They were so far forward, so far ahead of everybody else in the tournament. So anyway, that's quite exciting. On the ladies tour, the Resort Trust at Kansai Golf Club in Hyogo. And Iwai Sun won at 15. She won by 3 shots from Takeda. To be honest, I didn't watch it. I sort of followed it.
I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah, I watched a bit of it because it was on the streaming service in Japan. So I was starved for a bit of golf, and I was watching that.
Right.
It was good. Those EY Twins, I think the last time we did a podcast, the other one.
That's right. The other one was.
They dominated last year, and they're dominating it this year.
Yeah. So good to see. PGA Tour, Charles Wobb Challenge at Colonial Country Club. Did you guys watch that? Won by, what was his name? No. David Riley, not Davis Riley, David Riley. Won by 5 shots in the end over Scotty Scheffler and Keegan Bradley. I mean, Scotty's come in for another second. I mean, he's still, after being arrested and all that sort of stuff. And all
he can't do it in handcuffs, can he?
We got to talk about that.
Yeah. David Riley, good player. Won a couple. He's been on tour since 2022. He won last year, and then he's won once again this year. Titleist guy. Got to get that in. Full ambassador. FootJoy guy. I watched quite a bit of that, and it was nice to watch him play. Actually, he's a really good player. Really, really, really good golf swing. Ryo Hisatsune, he was the only Japanese player in the field, and unfortunately missed the cut by a shot at 3 over. So there was no other Japanese players. Not sure what Hideki was doing. But and we're not talking about Grayson Murray.
We should. It's a shame.
Sad. Yeah, look, I noted down. I mean, everybody knows about it. He passed away after the second round. He played, I think he shot 5 under the first round and wasn't playing very well on the second round and pulled up stumps after the 16th and unfortunately took his life that night. He's been struggling with alcoholism and anxiety and depression for quite a while. And the family came out and talked about it, sort of put it to bed because there was a lot of innuendo going on and how he did it. Because I wasn't sure after he finished the second round, is he sick? Has he had a heart attack? And they just said, look, he's struggled with all these things his whole life. And so the last 2 rounds are quite sad. Lots of players giving interviews and heartfelt interviews about his passing. So I think the message is, if you're having a problem, go and talk to somebody.
Yeah, no, sad news.
Yeah, it really is. There wasn't a ladies' event in the US on, so moving on from that. Nothing on in the US, but the ladies' US Open is on at Lancaster Country Club in Pennsylvania this coming week. So I think Nelly Corder is probably the red hot favourite for that.
She's something else at the moment.
It.
Yeah, it's amazing.
She's
machine.
One that doesn't really do a lot of media, but you've probably noticed that she's on YouTube a lot recently.
Just recently, though.
Yeah, just recently. Have you noticed that as well?
Yeah, she's. I remember watching something, and she actually mentioned it that she doesn't do a lot of YouTube.
No, I think she's a little bit shy. Anyway, she's done some stuff recently, which is good, just to see her sort of personality, and she's quite cool and fun, and see a super player. What's really exciting, though, is there's 21 Japanese players in the field for the Ladies US Open, which is, I think, probably the largest contingency of Japanese players to play in maybe a ladies' event ever. So,
how many is the total field?
I would probably 144, something like that. So the cut is usually 60 plus ties or 70 plus ties.
So that's quite a big percentage, then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a huge amount. So some would have got in, some would have pre-qualified. So good to see all the stars are in.
Absolutely.
That'd be good. This weekend.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Scotty. Come on, tell us what happened.
Yeah. So I think it was.
Have you seen the footage though?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
You've got to see the footage.
Yeah, you do have to see the footage. I mean, the whole scenario is just ridiculous.
All right, well, talk amongst yourself while I pull this up.
It's like one of those YouTubes when you've got whether it's in China or someone doing an insurance scam, and they don't think there's a dash cam camera being recorded. And they kind of jump in the car and jump on it and go, it kind of looked like that.
It did. It's quite a long way away because the officer didn't have any video equipment on.
Oh, he didn't have any cam on?
Nothing.
Whatever you call it, body cam.
So the shot is quite from a long way away. Yeah. But it was, so...
the claims were he was...
the claims are that it was the officer attached himself to the vehicle and he drove along for a while and his pants must have fallen off or something. Like it got destroyed and he hurt his leg and went to hospital. But it was all lies.
Yeah, absolutely. I reckon he's just had a bit of a tumble on the way there from the pub.
Yeah, maybe he has. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, it was at Valhalla and it was the PGA champs and he shot 5 under in the first round.
Yeah.
And then the second morning there was rain. And unfortunately, one of the security passed away. He got hit by a bus.
So it was a security, was it?
It was a security guy, a volunteer security guy.
Oh, poor bugger.
Got hit by a bus.
One of the shuttle buses at the tournament.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, it created all sorts of mayhem to the entry. And Scotty just happened to be in the middle of it. And he's trying to get through, and the officer said he attached himself. And
yeah, but to be honest, I mean, that's the only footage I've seen as well. There's police everywhere, and they're saying stop.
Yeah, they did, and he's tried to keep going.
Yeah.
He has. He's done the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But then they've treated him like a criminal and jumped. Like he had his arms in the car trying to grab Scotty and wrenched him out.
It kind of looked like Scotty was refusing to get out of the car.
Right, it looked like that,
and they
didn't it?
wrenched the door open and dragged him out and threw him against the car and slapped the bracelets on him.
He's walking across and there's people taking videos of it, and they put him in jail and put him in the orange jumpsuit, and he was doing his stretching routine before the second round.
And then goes out and shoots 66, no problem.
And then he's birdied the first 2 holes. I mean, he was apparently was shaking while he was in jail, and he said, "Look, what's going on? Can you help me here?" Anyway, he got out, shot a good round, but I think it caught up with him in the 3rd round because he was over par in the 3rd round because it was a huge kerfuffle, the whole thing.
Well, he's being arraigned next week.
Yeah, look, I hope they just drop it and forget about it. I hope he doesn't sue them. Maybe he does, because it's not great for his reputation. And not half the gallery, but some of the gallery were there on the 3rd day with pictures of Scotty on their t-shirts in the
free Scotty.
Yeah, free Scotty in the orange jumpsuit. As he said, a bit of a misunderstanding. So let's hope they just drop it. But Schauffele ended up winning the tournament.
Yep. He played so good.
He did, and he probably deserves it. I was just happy that Bryson didn't win.
Yeah. Oh, really? Jeez, mate.
He was doing that fist
Gloves
bump.
are back on.
Yeah.
No. I remember watching on the 17th hole, he was just off the green and chipping, right? I'm looking at that going, it's a putt all day.
Yeah, a little tight light.
Yeah.
And then he puts it like inches from the cup.
Yeah, he did.
No, a legend.
No, I like Schauffele, and I'm glad he won it.
So
And
do
he was convincing as well.
He was.
He was really good.
He's been playing
Wire to
really
wire,
well
end
recently
to end.
too. Yeah. So
he played very well. Congrats.
Yep. Good for him.
Yeah.
And he's got the monkey off his back.
He has, yeah. So maybe he's freed himself up to win some more now.
There was a lot of shite being given about the golf course, saying that Valhalla's not a good, major venue.
Yeah, it's always sort of given good winners. The big tournaments. So Anthony Kim played in a Ryder Cup there, so there's lots of footage of that. Tiger won a major there. It was back in the day. I think it was Kenny Perry and Mark Brooks was in a player for a PGA. I think Mark Brooks was coming in the last, and Kenny Perry had already finished, and he's sitting up in the commentary booth commentating. Mark Brooks coming down the last, and everybody's thinking, why aren't you out on the driving range warming up? And then they went into the playoff, and I think from memory, Mark Brooks won it, and then Kenny just got lambasted because he's, just a lazy bugger sitting up there, not warming up.
Yeah.
But that was a bit of a strange one. But Rory won there in 2000, and I think it was 14, won a PGA there. But they said it's not quite up to spec these days. It's a Nicklaus golf course, and it was really wet, so they want hard, fast conditions to.
I mean, the first day
the
scores were pretty.
Yeah.
Like 9 under.
Yeah,
and
correct.
stuff,
They
right?
were pretty low. Yeah, golf course.
Lowry shot a 60. He had a putt for a 61.
Yeah, he did too.
For the course record, and he ended up just equaling it the day before, which had been done by. Who was it the first day? Was it Schauffele? Shot the 62 the first day?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he did too. So
amazing.
Yeah, look, it's produced a good winner again. So, quite happy that he's won. But yeah, so we got the US Open coming up soon. There's lots of pre-qualifying going on.
It's in Pinehurst.
Oh, it's Pinehurst number 2. Okay. Yeah, great golf course. So I think Tiger's going to play too. So we'll see. Golf course is tough. I can't remember who the last winner was there. Same thing. Payne Stewart won a tournament there. Tiger's won there. Upside down sources, the putting greens. So got to be a really good iron player. If you're not hitting your irons on the greens, she's got to be a really good chipper. Tough place to chip.
So when is it? It's on the 12th, from the 13th. So,
yeah,
a couple of weeks away. So we've got chances still on that next podcast to put in our bets.
Yeah. What did you think of Tiger's performance in the PGA?
He was there, was he?
He looked like he was. It's not the golf. It's him. Being in pain walking.
Yeah,
physical condition. Yeah,
it's crap, isn't it? But his golf swing looks good.
It does look good.
But he nearly
far.
hole one, right?
Sorry,
I can't remember what number it was, but he was just nearly holed it out.
He did almost
on
had a hole in one. Yeah. It fell apart the second day.
He wasn't really on the coverage much. I was watching, Golf Network, and they just kept showing the Japanese guys.
Yeah,
and I remember he got a nice birdie at the end, his last hole.
Yeah,
stuff like
short
that.
par 5.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, missed the cut by quite a while, but he'll be at the US Open, so we'll see what happens. He keeps talking about he needs more reps, so he's going to get some reps in and
get a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah, he's big.
He's buff,
big.
isn't he?
Isn't he?
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah,
him and Rory, man, and also Hovland as well.
Yeah,
Got a real
Hovland's
bulking
back.
up. Yeah,
which is good to see.
Yeah.
Top 5 finish. He went back to his old coach Joe Mayo because he's been on the search for about a year. He won the FedEx Cup He was one of the best players in the world, and then decided to change coaches. He's always searching for something
better,
the secret, and went and saw a couple of different guys, got some different opinions, and then fell apart. Couldn't do it.
I remember he couldn't chip for the longest time.
Yeah, and Joe
Couldn't
Mayo
chip.
really sorted him out.
Yeah.
He became a good pitcher and chipper.
Very
And
much so.
apparently Joe Mayo was kind of the coach on the sidelines, kind of hooting and hollering and yelling and go Victor and all this sort of thing. And I don't think Hovland liked that, and then punted him. But now he's back, and he's proven. And
Wow.
he's back to playing well again. So
Good.
Pity the intermediate coaches that messed up his game.
Yeah, it was Grant Waite, who's an ex-tour player, and I think he saw Chris Como, who's a well-renowned coach too. So
Because all the other pros now are going, don't go to them.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that happens, right?
Yeah, it
that must
does.
even happen to you on a more local level. Say you're teaching most of the tea bags these days,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then, when someone plays well, they go, yeah, I'm going to Joe.
Yeah, but there's
That's
also, I mean,
And then
I
someone's
can't- I
like-
try and help everybody, but then you can't help
And every
everybody.
now and again, I'm rebuilding my swing with Joe. That's an excuse.
Rebuilding.
Or it's
Goodness me.
Rebooting.
I'm not playing very well, and I think Joe's taught me everything he can.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We can't name
I can't
names.
pass. Yeah, I can't pass
Oh,
on
yeah,
any more
I've read some
information.
good ones.
Yeah.
But yeah. But before the US Open, Live Golf in Houston
Okay.
next weekend.
Yep.
Yep. So that should be good. And it is important to note Greg Norman was in Japan only a couple of weeks ago.
He was.
He was.
What was he doing here?
Good question. You can only assume what he was doing here. But when they were playing, what was after Adelaide? Was it Singapore? And the Aussies
Yeah,
were
it was.
winning there.
Yep.
They went over to Greg in the broadcast, and he was sitting in, I can't remember which hotel it was, probably the Bulgaria Hotel or the Peninsula or something.
Yeah.
And so he was in Japan during that time. So maybe they're planning something in Japan. Who knows?
So that's about it from the playing side,
Yep.
the tour side.
Well, actually, I wanted to ask, we were talking about lessons there for Victor Hovland, and Ryan just got his first lesson. So, how'd it go, Ryan?
Yeah, man, I'm brand new to the entire sport. Like last time I was on the field would be driving my grandpa's golf cart.
Sure.
so,
Okay. Yeah.
But so it all began with the grip and everything.
Of course.
But it was at a Japanese golf school, so I don't really have much to compare it to. But you walk in there, they all assume you're lost, and they're trying to give you directions, like the hotel's this way. But once you kind of get past the front desk, it was going real smooth, but kind of complicated too. It was like signing up to get your driver's license or something. There's a whole
Yeah,
all
it
these steps.
is. Yeah, it is. It is here.
Oh, did you have to rent clubs?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
And
have
shoes.
them there. Yeah.
Had to put shoes on. Did you put golf shoes on and all that sort of thing? Yeah, I started at I won't say too much, but I started when I first got over here. I was working at a golf school in Daikinyama, and the Japanese professionals certainly have a different way of coaching beginners from the beginning than we do. Not saying they're better or worse, but it's very, very different. So I understand what you're going through.
There was a nice sense of community, though. Like, I was with this elderly lady, and she was sort of showing me the ropes and helping me out a bit too. But, I'm curious, like, because I've not done lessons before, the thing that was really helpful was they had like a video.
Sure.
So, like, he would be telling me stuff, and I just couldn't believe that, does this make sense? Like, he was telling me not to move my hips, and like, how could you generate any power? But then when you look at it on the video, you're like, oh, I felt like a fool. But then when you look on the video, you're like, oh, that looks good. So,
Yeah, it's an easy way to learn because sometimes you think you're doing something and then you look at the video and you're not. So it's really powerful, the video. And of course, launch monitors. Could you see how far the ball was going, or were you just hitting into a net?
it was into a net. It was very analog, but I
Okay.
kind of liked that, And honestly, the number of balls that I've hit, I could probably count on one hand. It was
Not many.
not many at all. It was all about just like, most of the time I was like seriously trying to hit the rubber tee that was like stuck to the ground, and that was a challenge.
Sure. Yeah, golf's hard.
yeah, new appreciation. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And like, I noticed that there's also like, a lot of, you're trying to go for consistency, right? So
Sure.
like doing the same motion and being consistent with it, which is deceptively hard.
It is, yeah. But you're going back for the second one?
Yeah, I want to check out a 3D or like one of those simulators too,
Oh, yeah.
so I kind of experience different things. So maybe next time I'll be able to give an impression about that. But
Oh,
good.
you got to come out in the course, mate.
Yeah, it was going to be so much fun.
That's what it's all about.
So if you go to a Japanese golf school, they'll have you signed up for lessons for the next three months. You know, just get you week after week after week.
Just get out
Whereas
there.
we're more prone to, we'll get people started, but we're more prone to getting people out in the golf course sooner rather than later.
I think the reputation I've heard about Japanese pros are, it's like going to the dentist where they say, well, I'll only clean 3 teeth today.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then you come back next Thursday and
that's
next
right.
Thursday, and they're just milking you, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, today we're just getting grip. So I've heard reports of people not even hitting a tee, just gripping the golf club, and then they're like, right, you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Practice that.
I must have been an advanced student then, because at least
You
I got
got
to
hit
hit
3 balls.
crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so well, hopefully you get a good one. But luckily we have a pro in our midst. Well, he's too busy to teach. He's too busy to teach these days.
Part of the team, so of course, if you need some help,
Let's take him out to maybe KCC or Setouchi or something.
oh, absolutely, get out there as soon as you can.
Yeah.
That seems like the number one, right? You want to fall in love with the sport, not in love with the lessons.
Correct. It's the only way you're going to fall in love with it.
I never got a lesson, so we used to just go down with 2 golf clubs to the local field with the dogs, and this is Ireland, by the way, in the 80s, and you'd smash balls around, and that's how we learned.
Yeah.
Get the dogs to fetch him, that'd be good.
Yeah, you'd hit the ball, the dog would go tearing after it.
So you still never had a lesson?
No, when I moved to Japan, 2004, I remember I got a lesson off a Japanese pro, and it was something similar. It was like, no, don't hit the ball. I was like, yeah, right. I just started smashing balls, and I was all right. And then I went out, and I remember my first 18 holes did Windsor Park in Ibaraki, which everyone used to go to back in the day.
Yeah.
And I shot 120 my first.
That's pretty good.
And I hadn't touched the golf club since I was, say, 11.
That's a good score.
So, yeah.
And no lessons since then?
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Although my game has come back.
Kind of says a lot, doesn't it?
We played last week in Kuji, right? So Kuji's another partner course of ours, and they're a resort. They're going to go on the resort section. Great golf course, fantastic accommodation. I loved. I've never seen a golf course with a different 9 holes. It was
so different.
It was like going to a different country.
Yeah.
So one side, they had all the villas, and it kind of felt like a gated community in say the US or something. And then you go on the back side, and it was like gorillas in the mist. It's like you were in a Ugandan forest.
Okay.
And it was just forest, beautiful views.
And really up and down as well.
Really
that
up and
night.
down. I loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
I loved it, yeah.
Yeah, we won't talk about scores, but I took some money off.
He got the championship ice cream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so at the end of at the end of the round, the loser has to buy the ice cream.
Okay.
So he got championship ice cream. He had 200 yen left over, so he bought some gummies.
This is true.
Well done, Damon.
Yeah, but then I went to its sister course in Setouchi on the weekend.
In Hiroshima?
In Hiroshima. Because I love that place. I had a great time. Weather was fabulous. Highly recommended to everyone. And something clicked, and I was just, it's really off the tee for me. Because I had like 6 OBs or whatever. That's why he beat me. But I had no OBs. I used the same ball, start to finish. I was on every green almost in regulation. Yeah. Fantastic.
And you played with?
The wife.
Yeah. So no one else could verify this?
She didn't even verify it, man. She was just like, she just ignores, and she's just like, it's all about her ball. What club am I hitting?
Yeah, she's the harshest critic, I'm sure, too, right? So yeah.
She's like, I didn't have my glasses on. I said, did you see that drive? She's like, no. But anyway, no one could verify it, but I'm looking forward to, you know, I just hit the driver straight is just such a thing. You have to do it.
You do.
But both those courses are now up on the Golf in Japan website, or is it just Setouchi at the moment?
They're both up there.
Yep. Perfect.
They're both in the resort section, or will be by the time this podcast is released.
Yep.
Which could be next week for how we roll. But yeah, they'll both be up, both highly recommended, and they're so reasonable. The cost was great.
I think the one in
cost performance.
Yeah, Ibaraki. So it's only an hour and a half from Tokyo.
Okay.
Amazing accommodation. The food's fantastic, and as Kieran said, the course is great as well.
Yeah.
It's only like 28,000 yen
for the whole lot.
And the food is fabulous.
For 3 meals, golf, and staying over.
No, that's great value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's really
and it's
good.
like where we stayed was right on the green of a par 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're looking. It's just nice. It has a big balcony. We sat it there. It was cool.
They actually have early bird tea time, so 4:30 tea times.
Yeah.
So Kieran and I had a bit of a business meeting the night before with a couple of pints.
Right.
Yes.
So I got up early.
4:30.
Yeah, I got up early. Must have been 5 o'clock something.
Yeah.
Ripped the curtains open, and the green is literally right in front of you.
Is it really?
And people were putting. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, gave them a bit
Fantastic
of a
place.
fright.
Yeah. They were like, maybe we are in someone's back garden. No, it was fantastic, and I think we have to do a little boys trip up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was actually so nice. We were saying, imagine bringing 10 of the lads up here, and we were like, it's maybe too nice.
Yeah.
So maybe the wife and the kids, that's what you'd bring up there and have a nice weekend. Fantastic food. They give you your own golf cart. So you're
do
flying,
they?
yeah. So you're flying around the
cool.
clubhouse and all the rest of it. It's really nice. Good time.
Yeah.
Beautiful bit of the country as well.
Is that where you said your wife really enjoyed the accommodations? Or?
So that was the other place down in Hiroshima in Setouchi. So she hasn't gone to the other one yet, but they're very similar. I mean, it's the same company, right? So they kind of build everything to the same level. And the dinner is kind of similar, like a Japanese kaiseki. So that was it was really good. Yeah. So we should definitely go. I think we'll have to bring you out for a few games. Going to a place like that is good because you can grab a wedge or two and just walk out.
Ah, that's nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just plod
Or play a scramble.
Yeah, just go out and hit a few shots, like, practice your bunker game and all those kind of things. That'd be really, really good for you. Yeah. So are we doing the weather forecast there, Joe?
Oh, God. I mean, coming over here this morning, it was pouring this morning.
Yeah, it's a
But
typhoon
I'm just
approaching
looking out the window
Japan.
right now. There is a typhoon, is there?
It's on the way, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to make landfall per se. It's coming close enough to give us a good sprinkling.
Yeah, but it's not raining right now. I don't think it's raining right now.
Yeah.
It is the
seems to be
season for it, though, right? I mean,
No,
this
it's
is
dry now.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's coming in
set
the
your
rainy
watch
season.
by it. This is
Yep.
the Tsuyu, right?
Yep.
So
Yep,
right.
the monsoon.
Yes.
That we were talking about it earlier. Just some people, you can't cancel golf in the rain. I mean, if that was the case in Ireland, you'd never get out for a game.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's an all-weather game.
Yeah, it is. And also as well, so, even if a typhoon comes, it'll only brush maybe at the coastline.
Sure.
And then you go just, to say to Tochigi, 150 clicks away, and there's no typhoon. So I think our customers should note that even if there's a bit of rain, like fair enough, if big, massive typhoon coming in, the course will be unplayable. But a little bit of rain is okay.
That's right. And generally the courses don't close.
Yeah.
No.
Unless it's like the greens are flooded and that
Exactly.
kind of
That's
thing.
the only time they'll get closed.
Yeah.
Is when the greens
Yeah.
you can't putt through the rain.
the rain's usually kind of comes in like stops and starts anyways, right? It's like, you don't like the rain, just wait
True.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
At this time, it does actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have, when it does get heavy, they have those little huts and tea houses and all over the course. So, you can always just step out for a minute if it gets heavy.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so play in the rain, people.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Bring a parka.
any golf happening this week for anybody? I know you got the Riders' Cup.
Yep, we've got our local group that we go out twice a year for a bit of a boys' weekend. So we've got about 20 of us going up to Tochigi for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Which golf course?
The Shinsei Sanso.
It's Ibaraki.
Ibaraki, sorry.
It's
Same
very close.
distance, though.
It's really close to where
To
we were.
Kuji, yeah.
It's a Kuji,
yeah.
just 10 clicks away,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Hitachi region.
Yeah, so we've been going there for a few years now.
It's great.
But we have a warm-up game on the Friday and then two competition rounds on Saturday, Sunday. And the Saturday night, we all go outside for a big barbie and relax, so to say.
Pete Dye Golf Course, Island Green, the works.
Yep,
Oh,
it
nice.
certainly does. Yeah,
Yeah.
great course.
And I'm going up to Brendan, who we had on the show. It's his birthday, and he gets, I think there's 40 odd of us going
Yeah,
up
well.
there. With 4 villas.
That's at your course, yeah?
Yeah, so they're all bringing their swimming trunks, and they set up we don't have it there, but we have a swimming pool, like it's old school, say at the back, and then they're making their own nets, and they're going to make like a swimming pool volleyball, is that what you call it? Beach volleyball,
Yeah.
tournament and all this kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Very
And
good.
raining all weekend.
Yeah, up there it's not. It won't be too bad.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
not. Yeah.
it's pretty far from the action.
Okay. Well, the forecast for that whole area is rain Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, God.
Right. Yeah, but I think you're more on the coast, right? We're further.
For your
inland.
area too, don't argue. It's your
Okay.
area as well.
Kieran will bring his.
No. Sure, we'll be wet anyway. We're going to be in the pool.
Yeah, just put your wet weather gear on and go.
That's right.
Kieran will bring his sunny disposition.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I sometimes I don't mind playing in the rain.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I don't
Because
mind it.
you're not as aggressive. You're just laying up, and
Yeah.
it's just you just plod along, and
Yeah.
then you tend to score quite well because
Yep.
it's softer conditions and
Yeah.
so on. Now a lot of rain, not so much, right? But it doesn't bother me really.
No, me either.
Yeah, and we're staying over, so you have a few beers and a laugh. Yeah, it'd be fun.
And Joe, you're playing on the 30th, aren't you?
Apparently, yes, I got roped into a game at somewhere over the other side of Mount Fuji.
Oh, come on. It's with a customer.
It's yes, with a customer. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, it's
Yep.
June the 30th.
Yep,
so I
that's
think
part
that's
of
probably,
the Golf Companion Service, isn't
That's right. So I'm playing with a couple from where are they from? Do you remember?
it? Abroad.
Overseas. Yeah. So I'm going to go over there for a hit and looking forward to that. It's a golf course I haven't played before, but I know.
The Asagiri Jamboree.
Yeah. So
I've played that one. I love
Have
that
you?
course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a great
Yeah.
course.
yeah, it's a great little
so
course.
I'll cruise over there and have a hit with them. So
Yeah.
looking forward to it. Other than that, I've got a on-course lesson on Saturday at Yachio. But I just want to go back. None of you played. Well, neither of you don't play, but neither of you played in the TPP Cup, which is organised by the
Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Yeah, by the Canadian Chamber of Commerce at Narita on last Friday. 140 players.
Oh, wow.
140, wow.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of advertisements for it. It looked like a big deal.
It was a big deal. It was their I think their third. This is the second one they've done with. Actually, no, they did some at your golf course.
No, that was a different. So this one, the TPP, is a combination of chambers.
It is.
Yeah, but I think you're right. Warren from the CC,
Yeah, the Canadian Chamber of Commerce.
Canadian Chamber of Commerce.
He organised it.
This second year, I think.
It is with us, and it was really well done, and it was a lot of familiar faces. Dean Rogers was the winner. Him and his partner shot 15 under, but there was some other rules. There was mulligans and all sorts of stuff like that you could take, but it was a really good day.
15 under for scrum. Jeez, that's pretty good.
But it was a 2-ball. But
and you're buying mulligans?
Yeah, you're buying mulligans.
For
and
charity.
You can also buy,
Yeah.
and if you were in a certain distance from the hole, the putt would count.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they won by a bit, but yeah, Dean's a good player.
Great player, yeah.
And it was a good event. I've got to show you all something quite funny. I've got a friend over here at the moment, Sam Springer, who's also an Australian PGA member. He was ex-Australian Institute of Sport. He came up with Allenby and Appleby and all those guys. Anyway, so we've got he's come out of the clubhouse on Friday. He's been over for a couple of days. He's staying here for a week, and we're going out to play. And he turns up in a shirt. Nobody can see it here, but he's got a shirt with my face on it.
That's your face?
That's my face.
Is that?
He did it on Facebook.
Are those like photos that he taped to the shirt?
It was a photo that I think he lifted off Facebook. And he got a company on Facebook to do it, and he just had to order 2 shirts. It wasn't very expensive, so he's
your biggest fan, yeah.
He is my biggest fan, and it was hilarious.
That's you a few years ago, mate. There's no, there's no salt and pepper in that picture.
Yeah, that's right. My face is a little bit more hair there too. That was funny. Anyway, we had a great day. And the other thing I want to make note of is the tea bags. Kieran, you played in that at Chico. We played a couple of weeks ago. So 56, I think it was 56 players played, and it was a really good day. Some participants were very, very lubed up by the time they got off the bus to get to the golf course. One of the tea bags actually...
to get to the golf course?
Yeah, so he bought 108 beers. He had this huge esky he bought onto the bus. He was the sponsor for the beers on the way up. 108. So I think there were probably 40 of us on the bus. Now, the thing about these beers is they were 7.5% alcohol.
Oh. Yeah.
And every one of them was finished before we got off the bus. So you can imagine some of the play and the behaviour and things. Anyway, it was a really good day.
And that wasn't the only thing consumed, no doubt. It must have been whiskies and everything as well.
Bottles and bottles of whiskey. Yeah. And then the trip on the way back, we took the bus on the way back because it's quite a long way away. It took us 3 hours and something to get back. And yeah, lots of adult beverages were consumed on the way back. It was a riot by the end, it really was.
That bus toilet must have been.
So they don't have a bus. Nobody's smart enough to
be honest, I didn't want to ask. So you would have been stopping every 20 minutes.
We did, and that's why it took so long.
Yeah,
but it was a funny day, and I think there's another one coming up. Well, it's a monthly thing. So another one coming
I hope none of those bottles got refilled. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, the next one's in Tokyo Bay, Bayside.
That's right, Bayside.
Yeah.
I love that course.
But I do, occasionally they'll do a 2-nighter, and we'll go up and we'll stay over, and then it's more, it's not the same. You can take your time, and you don't have to get completely sozzled. Yeah. But it is called the Tokyo Beer and Golf Society. So
for that reason.
For that reason, yeah. Mm-hmm. So nobody really takes it serious. So it's a good fun day out, actually.
It is a good
nice
fun
group
day
of people.
Yeah, they are.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think it's been great to have you guys back, and we'll try and get more on an even keel, Joe.
Yes.
Moving forward.
I'm back.
And
I'll be back.
Until then,
Ryan, nice to have you here.
Yeah, welcome, Ryan.
That was good.
Great to have you part of the team.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to becoming a seasoned, golfer myself.
Good.
And check back in a year or two. Yeah,
you got to keep us updated, right? You got to go and play your first round now.
Yeah.
Tell us how you get on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should bring you actually, and then
absolutely
we'll find out how you get on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks very much.
Very much.
And, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you.